as though I have conquered death. I live death every day. I am surrounded by it, smothered by it. Look at you now. He would have everlasting life. You seek to defy death, yet you cannot even defy sleep. And how alike sleep is to death. It is a painted death.
I remember childhood without any friends. Just me and my imagination. So I made up my own friend. Crim's my best bud. I don't know what I'd do without him. But there's some things we should keep locked away. Not the imaginary friends, but the imaginary fiends. Crim, where are you?
Hi, Steven. Did you miss me? What's up, everybody? How are you doing? Welcome to Shanth Enjeti Art. I am Shanth Enjeti. I hope that woke you up a little bit. We're going to be having some fun today. I've got a lot of ground to cover with you guys today. There has been so much crazy stuff happening. I don't even know where to go. But where would I be without Stephen Rockwood? Where would I be without entertaining my main man, my Candace Bam? It's all about money. It's great to see you guys here in the chat, and I'm going to be talking to you about all the crazy work. That's right, baby. I got your back. Let's see who we've got here. We've got Stephen Rockwood, the Alpha, the Omega channel member, Rockstar. We have got Shitbird Militia in the house. It's great to see you, channel member. We have got Phil, Zaid Comics. We have got Eric Grant, my main man, my Candace Bam. And let me tell you something, brother. I love seeing you in the chat. I love seeing Chris Reeves smiling at me. It's what it's all about. Cranberry Langers, channel member, Rockstar. It is great to see you, my man. Let's see who else we got here in the chat. Lloyd Burton, God bless you. It's great to see you. Channel member Lloyd Burton in the house. Channel member Michael Bancroft. We love this man. He is the man. Bance is in the house, people. Let's see who else we've got here. Our Luniverse is in the house. It is great to see you. And let me see. We've got Ellie Munoz. It is great to see you, my friend. I bow to you, Ellie. Of course, my personal rival. John is in the house. It's great to see you, John. Weird Beatnik. It is great to see you, of course. Let's see who else we got. I think I got everybody. Let's just see how this goes. Timmy Mello, that's who I was looking for in the house. It is great to see you, Timmy Mello. How are you doing, my friend? So, holy cow, let us talk a little bit about all of the cool stuff that is going on right now here at Shanth Enjeti Art. So, for starters, my printer has the files, the printer I used for my first two art books. We're just waiting for the proof right now. The next stage is the proof. And I want to tell you guys something. You guys who have backed this book, you guys who have been waiting for this book in anticipation of Nosfero the Crypt Walker. I should be telling you this, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway because we're friends here. What's up, Agent Zero? It's great to see you. We are friends here, okay? It's going to be expensive to print this book for the quality I want to give you guys. That's all I'm going to say. It's a lot. I know how much these books typically cost to print, but I'm going with somebody who is a specialist in printing these kinds of art books and getting it done. It is going to be a lot, and it is going to be worth the wait. And we looked at it and we said, we got to go full quality. We got to make this thing amazing. And it is going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. It's the best work I've ever done. And I will say this to you guys, as I've been playing around with digital, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this as well. One of the things that I've come to realize is why people work in digital instead of traditional. It's been, what is up, Eloise? Good to see you. How are you doing? Greetings to you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's serious. It's on heavy stock paper. Yes. Yeah. Pay more for better printing. I do the same. Yeah. I said this to somebody. So there's this rule of thumb, the 3 quadrants of illustration, art, and contracting, but when you're an artist, which is good, fast, and cheap. And you can only have 2, right? You can only have 2. So you can have good and fast. It's not going to be cheap. You can have good and cheap. It's not going to be fast. You can have any number of things, right? I'm not even going to tell you how much, Cranberry Langers. I can tell you this. Whenever Ethan will talk about how much something's costing him, and I'm like, oh my God, dude, how can you be spending that much of the money on this? But guys, this is what it comes down to. You guys are getting it for this price. It's going to be much faster if you're not paying for and supporting the the creation of the book process. It's going to be fast for you because the book's second printing is going to come out, but it's going to be a lot more pricey than this one is for sure. It's the cost per book is serious, and that's not including the trading cards, which are also being printed, all of that stuff. But it's going to be beautiful. It has to be chef's kiss because that's what you guys have been waiting for. So, I mean, I'm not charging what the book is what I would have charged in a sense, but we're in a great place, guys. I'm never going to complain about 660 copies of this backers and so many copies of this book coming out. I want it to be perfect when you get it. I want you to love it, man. All right. Says Cranberry Langers. That's right, man. Got to do it. Doing well, but sleeping most of the day in preparations for a night shift. Right on. Waking up briefly before I go back to slumbering. Sounds good. Get your sleep in. It's important. Well, the spring ball will have a higher profit margin. That's a really good, I'm not there yet in terms of pricing that thing out, but everything I do, I'm going to price it so it can be quality. And I will tell you this, when I launched Nosfero, the Cryptwalker, I had no idea how it was going to go. None. I just knew I wanted to push it and see where it could go and make the best artwork ever. Paulus Arts, it's great to see you. And with me, with a painted book, it's got to have that quality. When people hold up, Eric Weathers was doing it on Ethan's stream. When people hold up my book to the camera, it looks as good as the originals. Do you know what I mean? Oh my God, Lloyd, thank you in advance, I should say, for your support. Your support has been incredible, man. And I appreciate everything you've done. All of you guys. You guys have been great. And it's so great seeing you guys in the chat. I've missed you guys. I have been working non-stop to get so many things going for you guys. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about that and some of the stuff that's involved. I want to show you some of the work that I've been putting together. So this is a page from Spring Ball, which is a comic book I did 2 issues of, and I'm completely reworking it, completely rewriting all the dialogue, and fixing the drawings and making them like way better and more exciting and more interesting. And this all sort of started out of happenstance. I blame John Malin for most things, but also for this. And then Ethan, and then all of you guys, my brother Rocky from the West Coast, who was on the closeout stream. But I started sitting around going, okay, I'm going to build this up, and I'm going literally, and I'm going to make this, I'm going to finish this story. It was 2 pages. I'm going to finish this story, and I'm going to work in digital, and I'm going to see, you know, because that's the most logical thing, because I colored it in Photoshop. But to give you an idea of how long ago I did this project, or where I was in 2001, 2002, is I taught myself Photoshop on the first issue of Spring Ball. I taught myself Photoshop on it. So it is crazy. And I wanted to share a lot of stuff with you guys. I also want to talk about this whole, you know, the superhero genre and what I'm doing with Nosfero and the trading cards and how all this stuff is going. So what I'm going to do is, let me stop sharing this for a second here, and we'll try not to crash the computer today, but it may happen. Ah, there I am. Look out, folks. But I'm going to try not to crash the computer today and try not to show any spoilers for Nosfero. But let me show you some cool stuff. Let's talk shop. Let's talk shop. I'm not going to open up the Nosfero thing, because then you guys will see all of this stuff. But let me show you guys what we're up to, what we've been doing. What's up, Nintendo Ginger? How you doing? It is great to see you. Hail to you. So let me do this. Present. Let's do share screen. God, I'm old as dirt when I'm doing this stuff. And here we go. Share. All right. Add to stream. So, boom. So this is what it looks like when I'm putting my books together and working on them. So this right here is where the conclusion of the story is. So this is the last chapter. I'm writing it and illustrating it right now. And I'm reworking a lot of the pages of the book. So for those of you guys who have never seen it before, if you have seen it before, you have never seen it like this. It is being completely reworked and rewritten and all of that stuff. So this is how much work has been being, you know, brought in from, I think, Adobe Photoshop 5 is what I did a lot of this stuff in. I mean, this is ancient stuff. And I'm just going in and working these panels. Let me close the layers window there, just in case that's blocking. But this will give you an idea of what you guys are in for in terms of this project. So it feels really, really good. And I still haven't totally decided what I'm going to be doing next, because there's the Nosfero art-only book and Second Chance campaign for Nosfero. But there's been so much interest in this from people that I just thought maybe I should take a look at it and think about moving on this. So yeah, we've all been there. So it's a really fun, dynamic, crazy kind of comic book, and it has been a blast working on it. So this lettering right here, I hand lettered the book, which was for editing things, it's a nightmare. But I went in, and to keep it the integrity of what it was initially, I created my own font for how I used to write back then when I'd letter my book. So I'm actually typing in the font I wrote the original book in. And you can kind of see where we are, where these characters are. Yeah, there's going to be some pretty intense stuff in this book. This is more of an Image comic book than a Marvel comic. So think early 90s. Yeah, think of about a person who gets caught by a frog monster and the frog monster decides to dissect him. But he's nobody you'd care about anyway. But this is what we're doing here. This is what it's about. It's about bringing what we love and all of that fun stuff into this space because we need some superhero stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a bit ill-tempered. When I first was taking him around conventions, Spider-Man looking guy looks like something that John Romita will do. Oh my God, respect to John Romita. Rest in peace, man. Yeah. This is the fun thing about it, guys, is that we want to do awesome. I'm so glad to hear you guys are interested in it, man. This is the craziest thing, right? Well, actually, it's so funny. He's kind of like a frog monster, but he's a toad. Because I thought to myself first, I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want my villain to be a frog with CyberFrog out there, but he's a toad from the wrong side of the track. So CyberFrog would beat him up, I think. I think that's the only safe way to go with it. What are his powers? It's very good. So Spring Ball's powers are that he can bounce due to, what his molecular sort of density is, but also he's got this thing, which is the Spring Ball. And what it is it's an elastic band sort of strapped to his belt that he can, or he doesn't really have a belt per se, but to his waist that he can throw, and the ball will hit a wall and it'll suction onto it. And then he can push a button and it can pop that ball off. So he can swing with it. And he can do bungee cord type antics. So this page right here basically shows you what he's doing. He throws it, sticks to a wall. He goes a swinging. When he's done, pushes that button, pops, and he's good to go. And the story kind of talks about like how, it's an introduction to two different stories. And he goes after people who are commit a particular, and I was writing this stuff back in 2002, but people who do a particular type of criminal work that we're very conscious of right now with certain indie movies that have done well. And he's not above getting it done. And yeah, it really is all about, just old school sort of 90s superheroes taking on some of the most filthy sort of criminals. And that's the thing about him, man. His whole thing is to protect kids. Like that's his whole thing. He's there to protect kids and help people in trouble, but particularly kids because of things you'll kind of learn in the story. But this is the creation of the villain in the first issue who kind of makes it through the 3-issue series. And what was so fun about this stuff and what's so great about it is that I love to do these fun things in writing where, it's like it starts off with this guy basically getting turned into a monster. And, of course, Spring Ball's like, dialogue, first appearance of him, he's like, monsters aren't real. And it's supposed to say believe it there, but I got to go in and fix that. But evil is very real. And he goes into all of this stuff and a lot of philosophical stuff. I think a lot of you guys are going to like. It's not politically over the top, but it is kind of just calling out some of the moral relativism and that kind of stuff. But what digital's allowing me to do on panels like this, all of that detail is me painting on with my trackpad. It allows me to go in and do some much more painterly stuff. So the style of this is kind of evolving to be something I've really wanted to see. And I'm not sure exactly when is a good question. So what I wanted to make sure I did with it is, well, and here's the thing I want to make sure I say too, because that's a very good point. It's a bit of a brutal story in some way. Yes, the ball is not a part of his anatomy, but it is something he can control because he's not, he's an interesting dude. I'm going to remind me to come back to that. Teflon Ron, it's great to see you, man. It's kicking off whenever John Malin says it is. I've decided that. Lloyd. So this is the crazy thing. It's a dark story, but it is, or how do I put it? It deals with dark themes, but it is not a nihilistic story at all. At the end of the day, for all of the kind of, horror elements, because it's still me, right? The name of the book is going to be, and this is the first time I've ever thought about putting it all together. But because monsters are my thing, it's going to be called Spring Ball Terminal Monstrosity. And it's going to be in the same format as my art books, the same format at which you'll know when you get those Nosferatu books, guys. Oh, and for you guys who ordered the art books on top of it, you're going to go, wow, this is what I'm getting when I get a Shanth book. I'm so excited because so many of you guys in Comicsgate have never gotten a Shanth book before. Eric Weathers had one sent to him, so he's seen what they're like. They are heavy-duty books. You do not ever worry about when you're flipping through them, are these going to get damaged because the paper stock is heavy. and it's so great. So yeah, so Springball Terminal Monstrosity is what the name of the book is going to be, and it's wild to revisit this artwork and kind of bring this stuff about. But while the story deals with dark subjects, much like comics have always done, I mean, look at Batman, look at all that stuff with his parents getting murdered. It is not a nihilistic or dark view of the world. The dialogue I like to write, I love her. By the way, her name used to be Midge. It's been changed. Her name is now Molly. Molly Coddles, in honor of my animated character. She was inspired by Betty Boop. But here you go. And I apologize for spelling or anything because it's still the first pass. I know you're worried. You're going to find her. She's going to be okay. I'm 4.5 hours past worried, Molly. She seemed off on my last visit to the group home. She had a faraway look in her eyes. That stare she gets. I could kick myself for not making more of an effort to get her talking. Listen to me, Spring. She knows you are there. If she needs you, she knows you are there if she needs you. You made it clear. You can't be responsible for the choices she makes. That's too much to put on anyone, including you. That's the kind of relationships that I want to have in this story, right? That's what this is about. And he says something here I don't care if it's a spoiler because I need you guys to know what this is about. He says, I know you're right, Molly. You're also right about something else. And he goes, and she says, blah, blah. He goes, Molly, I made Sally memorize your address. I told her that she can trust you. I know I do. And I love those relationships between men and women. And that's what makes it important to me, which is when Molly finds herself about to make an incredibly dangerous, terrifying, and stupid decision, something in her clicks that she's going to turn her life around and she's not going to become a statistic. And she, of course, she listens. Sometimes these kids listen. Stephen Rockwood, again, this is for you. And there's a ring at Molly's door. And she comes in from the cold. She comes in from the cold. And Molly's going to take care of her. When you get Nosfero, there's a lot in Nosfero. There's a lot in all of my work that's about coming in from the cold. It's not about what happens to you. It's about what you do with it, guys. You know, when you read the intro by my wife, you're going to get a little bit of a glimpse into whatever. But I've been sort of recharging spiritually for the last couple of weeks while I've been working like crazy because I had to work so hard. I had to kind of, because I want everything that Shanth Enjeti art does to be great. You know, I celebrated last Friday. I celebrated my 23rd wedding anniversary this past Friday. So a lot has been going on. A ton has been going on. And I've been thinking a lot about Steve Rockwood, you're killing me, man. But it's yeah, guys, you guys are the best. But I've been sitting around and I'm thinking, Tammy, channel member Tammy. It is great to see you, Tammy D. I missed you guys. And thank you, Lloyd. Mrs. Enjeti is amazing. We had a wonderful 23-year anniversary. And I thought about it a lot. And I was thinking about my kids, you know, who are going to be seniors in high school and getting in that important family time. Thank you, brother. Thank you, guys. You guys are the best. It's almost hard to come in here. You guys are so great, man. And I started thinking about the fact that I think family is one of the most important things. And I know that there's a big sort of push in mainstream culture to get rid of biological families and sort of push this your friends or your family kind of thing. And I'm going to tell you something. I was thinking about this the other day, which is I think it's a false choice. There are ideal situations and there are situations that don't work out. Sometimes things aren't the best answer for everybody. But it's the definition of family as codependency and not family as caring parents. Family as children who respect their parents and understand things. And I think people crave that kind of stuff. Even the kid in the toughest situation craves that kind of stuff. I hung out with some friends who were pretty intense dudes. And I'm going to tell you this right now, guys. And this is a big thing. They were into all kinds of business. But whenever they came by my house, there was this little plastic sort of container filled with candy. And the most hardcore dudes that were up to some of the most hardcore stuff would come over and go, oh, is this candy? Can I have some? That's what it is, man. That's what it is. And I really think that comics had a huge impact on me because the comics taught me. And thank you, Creative Faye. Much love. I really do appreciate it, guys. I think that, what's up, Jeremy Birch, channel member? How you doing, brother? It's great to see you. But I really just miss comics being like that. And again, this comic is a silly, fun, adventurous comic that's going to be filled with really cool drawings and playful action scenes and all of that stuff. There's a reference to a bit of lettering that was in an issue of Hulk where he fought Half-Life, drawn by Todd McFarlane. So yeah, I'm wearing my love for Todd McFarlane on my sleeve, which I did on this project, but I'm bringing it to something that it was always going to be. Like, I really had a couple of influences on this work. One of them, believe it or not, was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Another one was Artist of Iworks. Let's see what else. Like, there were tons of different things because I wanted to get this beautiful, almost sort of animation quality to it. But the weirdest two influences, which should shock nobody who's been following this channel for a while, were Todd McFarlane and Dave Stevens. So that's a really crazy kind of blend, maybe, but it's kind of what I love about doing this stuff, which is dialing this stuff up, man. That's the thing I love about it. Comics which uplift, has humor. How dare you, Shanth? Yeah, man. I will tell you what, it's crazy, but it's speaking of family. Here's a thought: son of spring ball, pinball. It's so funny, but there is something like that coming down the pipe, which is going to be hilarious. If I do more of this stuff, I haven't. For right now, I'm just committed to doing this. I've got Nosferatu stories. I've also got the story of the Lovecraft rat story. But I'm learning more and more stuff as time goes on. Doing this book, it's more than a comic book. Nosferatu. It's more than a comic book to me. It was, I don't think I'll ever be able to put into words what it's meant to me. You guys' support, what it's meant to me. But doing this book was, to me, it was this sort of Comicsgate, fueled triumph of art over the kind of idiocy of gatekeeping, which is to say, what we care about as America is if you come in here and you go through the process to get in here, you have a right to rise as high as you can rise. And Comicsgate basically says, just come in here, do kick-ass work. You know what I mean? And I mean, there's more to it than that, but that's a huge part of it. And this all kind of started with me. Oh gosh, I'm so torn on that right now, but right now I'm thinking Fund My Comic, oh, thank you, Cranberry Langers. I do. I really appreciate that, man. But it's like I started thinking about it, and I basically, I had sent this to John Malin. I'd sent him a message on Twitter, and I said, hey man, I just want to let you know I had this book a long time ago, and I tried everything, back in the early 2000s. It was just impossible to create stuff. And it was John who flipped out about it and was kind of like, you got to do something. What would happen if you revisited this? This is great. You should do something with it. And it was nice. And I had a bunch of other friends doing it. And I basically got to this point where I said, who am I to say, what this thing is, guys? You know what I mean? And it's just like I said to myself, you know what? If God's trying to direct me in a direction to do something cool, I own this. I love the project. I know what I do with it now because I'm older and wiser. And I know I can make it into something which I'm already, doing here. I know I can make it into something great, and I know it'll be wonderful. Like this page right here that you're seeing has been completely reworked digitally. And it's seamless because my drawing style, my style is my style, man. Yeah, mail-in takes equal correct takes. Agreed, man. Agreed. Yeah, the Jetty website. That's right, man. That's right. But I'm thinking about Fund My Comic because I sort of feel a connection with those guys after the fun I had, doing the logo for that site. I feel like that might be a good way to go. And I'd like to support them. So, that's kind of like my I'm of two minds on it. Ultimately, I think that John will have to make that call. Okay. Comics which uplift, absolutely. Yeah, I like the idea. Oh, I see Dale. My gosh. Well, I love Dale too much to blame him for anything I've got going on here, but I appreciate the compliment. Thank you so much, Nintendo Ginger. Dale's amazing. I love his stuff. I know I said this on Mail-In Stream before, but Dale's one of those guys who can make work that is sculptural and dimensional without losing dynamics of motion. And he's a special dude, man. He's a special dude. Let's see here. I'm gonna see if Malin will get you to keep this campaign kick this campaign off in September, since he's the boss of you. Yeah, that's right. Any subsequent arcs swirling in your head, Sean? For which thing? I mean, there's there's a story I haven't even started yet, which is I don't even know if I've announced the title of it yet. Have I announced the title of the book yet? Let me see if I can find it. Hang on a second, guys. Let's have some fun. Let's do some Bob Ross in here. Let me see here. Find, because I'm old as dirt. Where is it? I'm gonna watch Old Man at Work, guys. Never be confused. I don't think these names are gonna stick, but let me open this up in Photoshop so you guys can see it. See if this works here. If I switch here, okay, that's not moving right now because I opened a new file. So let me do this. Let me do remove, add to stream. No, I'm gonna have to kick this. Hang on. You have to look at my giant face for a second there. Sorry about that, kids. But here we are. Share screen, window, and let's go to. Oh, I see why. Because I was in InDesign. That makes sense. Okay, cool. So that's why it wouldn't show. All right, so let me see if I can find this here. Close out layers. There you go. So let me add this to stream. So this is the other idea that I sketched out initially in Photoshop. So there that is. So there's a lot of stuff kicking. Yeah, you don't even know the half of it, John. Boomerific is what it's all about. You know, Ethan's going to put links on Fund My Comic. There you go. Oh, that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it, man. Yeah, do the work and people will buy no matter where the platform. Thank you, Lloyd. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Springball and the other ones you're planning on. Yeah, there's so much stuff going on. So much stuff going on. Will there be a special guest cover artist along with any of your covers? I have no idea yet. You know, there you go, guys. See, you know. You guys know. You guys know what we're doing here. Yeah, there's Edgar and there's Lenore as well. Yeah, I'm having some fun here. And then, of course, I've always wanted to name these characters after the three Musketeers. So Aramis, Athos, and Porthos. And then, of course, Augusta is right there. And yeah, so there's going to be some, and that's a guard dog, a Doberman, which ties into the story. So yeah, I am working on a bunch of stuff right now, just more stuff than you can shake a stick at, and having a blast doing it. Nope, that was not an intentional pun, but there you go, having a blast. Because I think that we can do fun stuff. So when you see a double page spread, all right, Eric, take care, my friend, and have a good one. This is the thing about it. And Paulus Arts, again, great to see you. The thing for me when I'm working on this and I'm working to see where this stuff goes. So yeah, that other idea, which is now it's out. It's the Monster Rat Kin of Cthulhu, was my little was one of my. Oh, I'm back. I had to say hey to Desolate Soul Studios. There you go. Am I missing Agent Zero? Have I said hi to you yet? It's great to see you, Agent Zero. This is the thing, right? When I'm looking at this stuff, my whole attitude is to have as much fun as or make as much fun stuff as possible for you guys. And I didn't want to launch anything until Nosfero was closed, the books are being printed, and everything is sorted. That's without a doubt. I want to get that going. And it's been tough, guys. It has been really tough to not have any other campaigns or any of that other stuff going while I was doing this work. But I was committed to doing that because I think your first book, you have to build some trust with the quality and everything else. And so this month was kind of, there was so much going on that I know you guys know, people wrapping up campaigns and things like that. No, but it's crazy, man. Yeah, have a wonderful stream. Edison is here to fix the line. Bye, everyone. Take care, Lloyd. It's great seeing you, my friend. It's great to see you on this back from the dead stream. So it's great to see you, brother. And Timmy Mello, always great to see you, man. But so yeah, so that's pretty much, that is what I have been working on. I've been working on this, and I've been working on just making sure the quality of Nosfero is going to be fantastic, and that the guy who I've done my first two art books with, he knows how to get my colors right and my paint right, in terms of just because he's been working with me for a very long time. And so he's the kind of person where he'll call me up and he'll go, "Hey, Shanth, you're not going to be happy with this. You might want to go and adjust the levels on that file to make sure the colors pop." And that's really the kind of thing that is really good for me to have, because doing a solo book, let alone a solo fully painted book, is one of the hardest things you can do. And it just is. There's a reason why even Alex Ross isn't doing it anymore. But this gives me a kind of a fun way of showing you guys what the process is and how I go about it, because to me, this is the fun of it. This is the fun of, taking people into a world that they've never seen before. And we're going to be going some places in this, this story and in this work where it's all going to have one big thing that ties it together. The big thing that's tying it together is monsters and, Stephen Rockwood, but the whole thing tying it together is monsters. Whether it's a giant, this is kind of a surreal thing, unintentional, is a woman who has been turned into a giant worm and has mechanical arms. It's kind of fascinating. Or you can't make this stuff up, or this toad character. But the whole thing about it is to just go in there and really just bring the color brightness and the luminosity to it and make it something that people are going to have a fun time with. I want to make those lines a little bit more fine and detailed, but this is, if you loved those comics in the, in the late 80s, early 90s, that dynamic quality, you're going to be really happy with this stuff. You're going to be really happy with how it comes together. Big thing. Yeah, indeed, man. Yeah, because I think that I think that superheroes are such an essential part of kind of the aftermath of pulp, and I want to bring some of that together. I want to bring that. I want to bring sort of the thing that's in all of my stuff, the universal monster stuff. All of that great stuff is the stuff I'm into. And so, when I'm getting things like, I'm printing up 1,000 of each of the 2 trading cards. I just saw the proofs for them. And, Phil, I got to talk to you, man. My brother from another mother, he just got the Pulp Power book, and he's reading it because we're going to possibly be doing a project together. So I'm really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to doing a project with him. So let me see if I can show these to you guys. They're not wildly complicated because I'm spending a lot of the complication on other stuff. So here's something. Here's something I could show you. Let's see here. Share screen, window, boom, share. Now let's add this to stream. So this is the proof for the trading cards that I just got back from the printer. And so here's what the trading cards are going to look like. And so the back is just going to be the standard back of these. And then the front is going to be this. And these are going to be 2.5 by 3.5 inches. So these are going to be detailed like you wouldn't believe, almost as detailed as the book is. And so I cannot wait to get this stuff to you guys. It's going to be fun. The bookmark's going to be cool too. So it's just, I'm spinning a ton of plates in the Comicsgate tradition and the indie tradition. And we're going to be doing some of the coolest stuff that you like. You're going to love it. Oh, that's great, Creative Fate. Yeah, worms are fun. We dissected 2 animals when I was in school, which was kind of the reason why they're in there. We had to dissect a worm and we had to dissect a frog. I think we dissected a couple other things, but those are the 2 that really stood out in my mind because those were early on. And so I wanted to kind of just have some fun with that stuff, have some fun with showing what that stuff was going to be and how it was going to come together. And so now what I'm basically doing is I'm like, all right, how do I maximize what I'm doing? Because Nosfero, again, no idea how that was going to go. No idea. I hoped it would go incredibly well. And you guys made sure of that. And Ethan helped with the closeout stream so much. And John and everybody who helped promote the book. My God, Lord Crackhead 33, now known as Jeremy Fire and Ice. Aldous, of course, was making tons of great blurbs about about Nosfero. But here's the funny thing. If you know the way I do my lettering for the Nosfero title, look at this. This is how I've always done my character lettering and logo designs. You can even see some of the Nosfero logo design at work in the title, logo, Spring Ball. So Terminal Monstrosity is going to be a really fun book, and it's going to be a lot easier to do because it's not being hand painted and because I have a huge head start on what I'm doing. Yeah, guys, it's going to be a blast, and I wanted to make sure that I came on stream and said hello and told you guys that, Nosfero's at the printer, guys. And it's going to be sick. Yeah, doing the hand lettering was so fun for me. I do love hand lettering things, but man, I wish if I'd known I was going to change the story and revisit this thing later, I might not have done it because I'm having to redraw drawings underneath the lettering so I could put new letters on in some cases. But I used to love doing the kind of actiony stuff, like where I do stuff like this, where the crunch of the glass hitting his eye, I make it glass and have it shatter. Like that was the stuff that I really enjoyed about comic book lettering. And the same thing here with having the panel borders be lettering. All of that stuff is the stuff that made it fun for me. And was when this book first came out, I think when it came back out in 2002, the first issue, back when this site was a thing, Ain't It Cool News did a review of it on their comic book, whatever weekly comics thing. And people were like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's like old school, Image Comics and, 90s stuff. And, my wife actually was telling me I should do something with it from the jump here in Comicscape. But I said, I really want to establish something with Nosfero. And here it is, man. We're getting it done, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you have liked the stream if you have not yet. Please do. It's good. It's good to get that out there, man, so they can see, because I've been away for a while, so I'm going to be throttled as hell. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's been crazy. I feel like so much stuff has been happening. I've been on a couple of different channels, but I wanted to come back in here because this is my channel, and that's the biggest part of the mail-in method, right? Is building your channel and making sure that you get the stuff done. The only thing that has taken me away from doing it has been making sure that I get Nosfero, all those final details done. And I really kind of have to retreat in to do those and focus in on it. Spring Ball looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, it's the Shanth home. There you go, right? Ain't it cool? Wow, that was the site back in the day. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. How many issues of Spring Ball were there? Well, it's funny you should ask. There were 2 issues of it. And we do have some of the first printing, which I can't even look at it. The artwork is horrendous. That's the one I've been doing the rework of. But this is one of the issues of Spring Ball from back in the day. So yeah, Nosfero isn't even my first self-published comic by far, but not even my first professional work or anything. I've been doing comics and things like that for a long time, but this was the book back in the day, and all of that artwork is being kind of brought up to scratch to what I could do, because it kind of started with kind of a challenge, in a fun way from John Malin, who was like, have you ever thought what your stuff would look like if you had kept doing this style? And I kind of laughed in my head and I thought, well, actually, I mean, my stuff now is what would happen if I kept going. It became painting, but I knew what he meant when he said it. And I thought, well, yeah, I mean, if I did it, it would bring in a lot of that kind of Dave Stevens, Wally Wood, but also, again, I unabashedly, as my shrine to Todd McFarlane behind me should show, I'm an unabashed fan of Todd McFarlane. What is up, Aetherline? How are you doing, my friend? It is great to see you. Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about, And so when I'm sitting around thinking about what I want to do, I sort of was thinking, when people see something and they like it and they're into it, and you guys were, a lot of people on channels were like, oh my gosh, let's, I want to see this thing. What are you going to do with this? So how many pages are you targeting? That's a good question. What did I come up with for that? I came up with a set amount of pages I needed to do minimum to make it work, but I'm just going to zoom out so I can actually count them. Let me see here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we'll see. I may need more than that, but especially because of this double page spread, which is going to basically be, did I update that yet? Hold on a second. That's weird. One sec. Let me fix that. File, save. I want to update that because it makes more sense when it's updated. So this page right here is actually a story page. It's going to have all of these little spaces in here are going to be panels because, you know, I love that kind of stuff with panels. I'm thinking, so we got 44 plus 14. The minimum it's going to be is 58 pages. But I think it's possible it's probably going to end up going to 60 pages, if not a little bit more. But like I said, I'll have the layouts and stuff sorted because I do the layouts small, and then I kind of just go in and sort of see what I need. And I'm not afraid. Like, digital is I can do digital work on the sofa. You know, I can do this stuff in my bed, for God's sake. And I've been working to put this thing together while doing the Nosfero stuff. I've been working about 14 to 16 hours a day, just nonstop working. I mean, when you see me on streams, I was even just working alongside while I was doing them because, yeah, it's a massive part of it. I want the quality of Nosfero when you guys get it, and that's why these streams are gonna be so fun. I can't wait to show you guys when I get the proof. You can watch me go through it and go, nope, that's got to be fixed. That's got to be fixed. But the other aspect of it is the cool thing about being, whether you're a channel member, because I've been showing a lot of this stuff to channel members, or you're just subscribed to this channel, is you get to see the stuff before it's out there in the world. You know, you guys are getting a look at this and sort of seeing, well, what's this book going to be? And, you know, my rule of thumb when it comes to digital and traditional is when someone says, do you do digital or traditional? You should say, yep, I do both. Say yes to that question. And then bring it, you know, bring your A game, have fun, you know, really get, you know, the dynamic, you know, energy into your stuff that you want to get and make beautiful stuff. And I just think this is a book that Comicsgate kind of, and I mean this in a as humble a way as possible. Like, this is a book that Comicsgate kind of deserves. It's, you know, it's because it's a love letter to things that a lot of us loved. And, you know, you've got, you know, I'm going to do lots of hand painted stuff, particularly my commissions, of course, for Bance and for you know, and for Razor Fist and all that stuff. Like, there's always going to be painted stuff, and I'm going to do painted comics when I just want to. But we should be able to entertain our audience as best as we possibly can with the stuff they want. And when people say they want to see this, I'm like, cool, I can do it. I own this. I don't have any. I don't share the copyright with anybody because I did it all myself, and I can bring more to the game. And I've also got some great, I have a Mary Shelley quote for every chapter of the book, basically. So, or issue, so to speak. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to getting this stuff together. But, you know, it's knowing that the cards are being printed right now, knowing that the book is in incredibly capable hands with my printer, and they just do a terrific job. They box up everything great. You know, they understand my color work and things like that, so that when, you know, when I hold up, and I think this is I didn't know if this is a proof or not. Let me fix this real quick here. But when I hold up my art books and people see them, they should look like paintings. They should absolutely look like paintings. And they shouldn't, I don't want anybody to look at them and think, oh, hey, that doesn't look as good as what it looked like when I watched you do the painting on stream. Right? That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to show you guys books that are of absolute high quality with great paper stock. And Nosfero is going to be a wonderful addition to your collection because it's going to be reproduced like this. And what I think is kind of fun about it is with these 8.5 by 11 books, they're kind of they're a fun size to handle. Like, when you hold them, they're very substantial. And you know what the funniest thing about seeing the proof process and doing all of this stuff has been, I feel like I drew those originals small for me because I think they're 10 by 15, if I'm not mistaken. But holy cow, when you reduce them down to print size, I mean, the detail is nuts. I mean, the detail is nuts on these things. It's craziness, man. It's craziness. Yeah, man. Lots of fun stuff going on. Lots of fun stuff. Mike, if you want to pop in here for a sec, I can send you the link, brother. Yeah, Bancroft putting in the work. Rune, you are absolutely right, man. Always putting in the work. Feel free to pop in and say hello if you want to. And let's talk about your book. Just 14, 16 hours. Those are rookie numbers. You're absolutely right. They are rookie numbers. You know, well, I sleep for 2 hours and I do an additional 4. Oh man. Yeah, but it's craziness because um I how do I word it? Traditional work requires a lot of setup and it's great. But digital work, you can go insane. I mean, you can work 24 hours. You can work in a circle because you can always have that laptop with you and work, especially because I work on a trackpad, man. Yeah, the paper does look like great quality stock. Oh, yeah. It's when people see the paper in these books, and I really don't think I've got a lot of Comicsgate stuff, obviously. I've bought a lot of Comicsgate stuff, but I don't think most people understand like like there's not a book in Comicsgate that's on paper like this thick. The interior pages. This is like the interior pages of my book are like some cover stock. It's crazy and probably insane. Would love to, but I'm in the office today. I figured, Mike. No worries, man. But it's like you get this. It is going to be a substantial book. It is. Put it this way: the cost of printing this book means that nobody who has backed this project, nobody needs to worry about the investment. They're getting their investment return for sure. Random McGranderson. Sometimes art bros celebrate crazy long shifts. Yeah, absolutely. And bad work-life balance as a rite of passage when it actually just destructs life and creativity. It's true. And you know what? I really have to tell you this too, is that I was thinking about that for all of us because my wife said that to me too. She's like, when do you stop? You know, she's like, when do you take a time to recharge? And I was like going, you know, you're right. Like that's something we all have to kind of figure out, you know, because it's like, there's always something happening and there's always a sense that you should be doing something. And that's why you've got to take breaks. You got to do it, man. The Drunk 3PO Bancroft stream was great. I don't doubt it, man. I love Drunk, man. What a guy too. What a great guy. I know he had to deal with a lot of PTSD stuff after the work he did in Haiti and everything like that. You know, that's a dude worth knowing, man. What a great dude. He works so hard, man. Yeah, how dare you watching a stream while working, Michael Bancroft? That's right. There's a verse for that. Yeah, there is. Yeah, indeed. I'm very, very sneaky. There you go. Very sneaky indeed. You know. Yeah, I mean, there's so many great streams going on all the time, you know, and I think that's one of the things. Yeah. Jay is a straight up gem. Yeah, he absolutely is, man. He's a terrific guy, and I love that he cares about Star Wars and the theme parks and all of that stuff as much as I do because again, my art life and my creative life has been really inspired by Walt Disney and all of that kind of stuff and the Nine Old Men and Mark Davis and all of those incredible artists as much as by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all of that stuff. So yeah, I want to make sure that I'm you know, bringing American entertainment, at least in my corner of my neck of the woods, that I'm bringing my best work because there's a whole generation of people who have not grown up with fun entertainment and great entertainment, and the indies can rival what the big companies do now, without question. The production quality of Nosfero is going to be as good or better than most prestige format books. It's going to be a square bound soft cover, but the paper stock is going to be fantastic. And the same thing goes with Spring Ball. I remember when my goal with Spring Ball, even though I was just one person, was I want to make a book that is as good as an Image Comics book at the time. But I'm the colorist, I'm the letterer, I'm all of these things, and I want to try to put it together because I believe that would be possible. And it wasn't possible for a lot of different reasons. One, my skills need to mature a little bit more. I mean, I'm still pretty proud of what I accomplished, you know, but the biggest aspect of it was we needed crowdfunding, guys. You know, we needed crowdfunding and we needed Comicsgate. And my wife says that in the intro to Nosfero. She says that, you know, doing comics and when I was trying to do comics and break into comics, it was not an easy thing to do. And there was no Comicsgate, she says. And it's really true. Like this book has a chance to be successful financially for us now in a way that it could never have been back then, and successful in a way in terms of a complete story. And that's, if there's one hallmark, okay, guys, if there's one hallmark to what I want to do with Shanth Enjeti art, and it just speaks to how I like to do things. I want every book, when you get it, to be a complete story. That if there was no other story after that, you would have a resolution. Because whatever I do, I don't want a cliffhanger. I know some people love that kind of thing, but I really like the shadow pulps and the stories having kind of like a resolution and an adventure with this character. So yes, is there a little bit more origin story in this issue of Spring Ball? Sure. There's going to be some in Nosfero, so there's definitely a first book. But when you get to the end of Nosfero, you have read the story and you're ready for the next adventure. You know these characters, you meet these characters, but I want every book I do to kind of just be a singular adventure and I want to print it well and I want to make sure it's great. And we've just raised the game with our print quality. I mean, the stuff that the boys are putting out, whether it's Vaughn or Michael or Eric or Rob or Ethan or John or Shane or Gabe or, God, everybody who I know who is doing comic book work and self-publishing in this space. We're trying to bring the best that we can bring. They can't compete with us. They can't come near us because of the skill set. I mean, you've got, someone who's like myself, who's doing, fully painted work, who can also turn around, grab a trackpad, and then start getting this cartoony, fun, playful, stuff to happen. And it's crazy. I look at some of the stuff that I get to do now with it, and it's incredible what the tech allows for and what us being able to reach out and talk to you guys does. It is. Well, look, Anna said to me when she saw that page, I think it was on John's stream, "What's up, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 and Maromi? My gosh, turn around for a second and we got the rock stars in the house. It is great to see you guys, man. Holy cow. Look away for just but a moment." But this is the thing about it, guys. I look at this stuff and Anna said, when I was on that stream, she goes, that butt is too small. She liked the butt shot for this one. She was cool with it. This one she wasn't wild about. So, we're going to cater to the ladies too. You know what I mean? We'll give them what they need to see. But we'll take care of the guys. Like that's the difference between this book. I am equal opportunity. I'm equal opportunity. We're going to take care of the fellas in this book. We're taking care of everybody. But that's my sort of homage to Betty Boop and Jessica Rabbit, for heaven's sake. But by the time you get to the end of this story, you're going to have a brand new, cool character that's in our sort of in our Comicsgate space, and is another kind of fun adventure horror story in Shanth Enjeti art, which is what it's all about. It's all about this kind of Lovecraftian or Universal or Hammer style horror. That's what I want to do. Because I want to celebrate Halloween, 365 days a year. I think that's the thing that makes it fun, because I like monsters, I like heroes and characters. And Spring Ball is in his demeanor and the way he is, he's a man, he's a person, he's a human. But he's an invention too. So in a lot of ways, he's an invention, much like the Universal monster types are. So we've got our kind of like Jekyll and Hyde, but not really, kind of more just stays Hyde frog monster. We've got our kind of Frankenstein worm here. Those are the things that to me make for a fun story. And then you've got that component of, of the kids, but I get to go into detail like this when I'm working. I remember doing this stuff and just laughing. This is just debris and, all of this nonsense that I was putting together. But it's fun to come back and revisit this stuff and really just kind of look at what a maniac I was at that point in my life. Just doing tons and tons of work, trying to figure out how to be great. That's what it's about. Be great, be undeniable, as we say in this space. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next year in Comicsgate, because I think it's going to be great. Well, where is it? Painted Death is just $20 away from $55K, which will unlock Rod Looper watercolor. Hang on a ding dang minute. There it is. What in the Sam Hill? What in the Sam Hill? Let's see here. Remove. Stop screen. Let's do this. Come on, guys. Come on now. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's see here. Chrome tab. There it is. Boom. All right, guys. Let's add this to the stream. Can we move this number? Is it too much to ask? Is it too much to ask? Let me tell you something, guys. Let's get serious for a minute. Let's get serious, because this is important. Because this has to be said. Okay. There has never been a country that has backed America's plays like Australia has. They're out in the middle of the ocean. They don't need to, but they choose to. They've always got this country's back. So as Americans, I want to know, are we going to move this number? Come on, man. Are we going to move this number? Are we going to do this for Bancroft? Because this is the deal, right? Bancroft has helped more people's campaigns. Bancroft has helped more people move their campaigns. He launched Nosfero the Cryptwalker. Nosfero the Cryptwalker would not be where it is today if it's not for Michael Bancroft. So this is my question. Do we move this number? Do we move it to 55? Do it for the Croft. Do it for, as I like to refer to him. This is his nickname in my house. It works so perfectly. Do it for Bance. Can you do it for Bance? That's what this is about. So you guys let me know. You guys let me know when that number flips, because I know it's going to flip. It's going to be flipped by somebody. The question is, who is the hero? Yeah, what will you do without freedom? What will you do without your freedom? Listen, fat. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Bancroft is the Mancroft. Indeed. What's going to happen? Am I going to click on this thing and it's not going to roll over? I feel nervous even doing it, because then it's kind of like, did the bad guys win? Was Comicsgate defeated? I don't know. It's a lot to put on just one contribution, but I think it's warranted. I think it's warranted. You know? Biden, you, that's right. Yeah. The Beast of Bancroft. So somebody in this chat, be a hero. Back this and let me know when it's moved. What is up? Let's see here. Haldir 6480. Hello, Shanth. Hello, everybody. Hello, Michael Bancroft. Hello, Rune. We are trying to make this happen, guys. Let's click on it and see if there's some disappointment here. You know, artism, indeed. Do it for the Aussies. Let's go. Hello, hello. Everybody saying hello, hello. I hope I'm not disappointed, because I want to see it move. But I'm probably going to be. That's painful. It's painful to see. It's heartbreaking. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just disappointed. I'm going to have another drink. Just tragic. Tragic. So close. No. What is that? What is that? Loser speak? I'm not listening to that. All things in their own time. For the love of God. No. The time is now. The moment is now. We have to seize the day. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. The problem is the 750 and 55K can't be the same person. That is the problem. That is the problem. Unless, of course, somebody backs it for $1 and another person backs it, then we can have it happen. Let's see if we can make that happen. I'm just going to I'm sitting here and refresh until something happens. It's going to keep doing it. That's what happens. I gave him $85. I love it. I love where your head's at, everybody. I love where your head's at. It's frustrating. But I'm like you guys. I'm as frustrated as you guys are. We just have to keep hoping that, is there a hero in this chat? I don't know if there's a hero in this chat. These are the things that keep me up at night, man. These are the things that keep me up at night. Because I want to see this thing move. That's what I want to see. I want to see it move. I mean, let's go through this real quick, because I think we've got to go through this. That's the problem. This is how the social network ended. It did, didn't it? Yeah. Wrenches are failing. Post the link. Yeah, no, what the hell? Where's the link being posted? Come on now. I would, but got no wrench, says Polizars. Try it now? All right, if you say so. If you say so. From your lips to God's ears, Cranberry Langers. Oh, my Lord. Moromi's already been called a hero. You are a hero. I want you guys to look at where we are right now. We're at 54,999.81. Why? Why is this? I have to put on my rally cap. Let's see if we can rally. Put on my Mohawk rally cap. No, I can't do it. We gotta. Yeah, this is evil, what we're witnessing here. This is the forces of darkness trying to defeat us. It doesn't even seem real to me that this is happening. We are so close. Can somebody buy a keychain? Can somebody... Yeah, wearing no pants. Sorry. Look, I understand. I'm the same way. What is going on here? This is... I got you, fam. Refresh, says Random McRanderson. Canadian $10 chat. And we will refresh. We will, but there are rules to this place when you do things like that, Random. All right, guys. Here it comes. Bring the noise. It's going to happen. We're going to keep refreshing until it does. Boom! Random McRanderson came through in the clutch. One more for the Gipper. Bang! Bing, bang, boom. Let Rune pee. Let Rune pee. And let me just say this one more time, because let's be real about this, folks. Let's be real about this. We've got Moromi, we've got Jeremy Burtz, we've got Paul Sarge, we've got Timmy Miller, we got John, we got Rune, we got Mike, we got all these great people. We got a lot of heroes in the chat. We've got a lot of heroes in the chat, but the hero of the hour is Random McRanderson and, of course, Cranberry Langers. And so I'm going to say this. Charge! Bang! You guys are amazing. Comicsgate works. We've said it for years. Don't make us say it again. Don't call it a comeback, because we've been here for years rocking the mic. That's how it is. What is that hat shot? I don't know. It's an Australian religious hat that I wear. Grats, Bancroft. Bancroft, could you do me a favor? Could you tweet out a post if you're not too busy, I guess, being at work and not working, and say, we just hit 750 backers on the Lucent Painted Death and have raised over 55K, all done on the shoulders of some incredible backers, Cranberry Langers, Random McRanderson, and some other folks. Can we get the word out? Can we let people know that we are here to kick ass? I got the 750 and the 55K. How likely was that? I would say very unlikely, but incredible. And I want to be honest with you, my friend. I want to be honest. Not to beat a dead horse. Not to beat a dead horse. Charge! I know you guys didn't miss me. Did you guys miss the cheerleaders? Is that what this was about? Is that why people are here right now? They want to see those cheerleaders. That's right. Yeah, being at work and not working. He is one of the hardest not working workers I've ever seen. He's busy drawing his funny books. I don't know. But they are damn good comic books. Damn good comic books, brother. And I am so proud of you. And I will tell you this. I have missed, I plead the fifth, says Timmy Mello. Amen. I'm with you. Always plead the fifth. There's really no reason not to plead the fifth. I just want to be really clear about that. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Bless all of you. But here's the thing. That was such a fast sneeze, I couldn't even stop it. Nah, let me tell you something. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. And I've been watching a lot of streams. I've been seeing a lot of amazing people, a lot of love being sent out. I want to send out some love to my man, Ethan Van Sciver, who has not yet figured out that when you get to a certain level of success, you're not supposed to be doing all of the work still, but God bless him. He's a machine. He's like a one-man army. But this is the thing, man. We have got the best fans. We have got the best backers ever out there in the history of modern pop culture. There's nobody even coming close to us right now. Look at our success. What up, Dean? It's good to see you, my friend. But it's so great to see all of you guys in here. It's so great to see the needle moving. And it's so great to see these books selling because this stuff is important. You know what I mean? This stuff, thank you, Michael. Yeah, we got to get the word out. They got to know. They got to know what we're up to, man. They got to know what we're up to. And we're getting it done. We are getting it done here in our space because we've got work to do. We've got work to do to take pop culture back from insanity and make it about escapism again. And when I see that number showing up right there, bang, it makes me so freaking ecstatic. It makes me so happy that we're doing what we're doing. And we're doing this one book at a time. We're doing this one project at a time. That's the only way we're going to be able to do it. My colleague asked why I was smiling so much. Tell him that the secretary is underneath your desk. Don't say that. Michael, don't say that. You're going to get fired. You have a family. Don't listen to me. Do not listen to me. That's what I would say. But you don't say it. It's not going to go well for you. And at the end of the day, we want things to go well for you. Because we're here to make comic books to kick ass. But we're not out of comic books, and we're still going to kick ass. And that's what we're talking about, which is, oh gosh, guys, I want to show you the InDesign document for Nosfero so bad you have no idea. There's two reasons why I'm not going to do that. One, which is very important to say, is I don't want to spoil some of you guys that are interested in the story. Two, copious amounts of nudity. It is what it is. God bless you. I can't legally answer that question. How's your wife? G'day, Phil. Yeah, that's right. Everybody's here. The gang's all here. Yeah, you're smiling because you're kicking ass. You've been doing this forever. And you know, it's so funny. So many of us who didn't know each other were in Comicsgate way back in the day. Now, I always tell people I came in through Fandom Menace because my soul was broken by what happened to Star Wars, because Star Wars was huge for me. And I've been actually fixing up my studio space, which is a pit of shame and hell right now, just so you guys know. It is a disaster because I've been scanning and printing and painting and putting everything together. But without incriminating myself too much, I'm going to see if I can show you guys all the shit that I've moved in here across the way. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but let's try it. Hold on a second here, guys. If you look up there, you can see my shrine to all different things I love. Ralph McQuarrie, Guillermo del Toro's movies, all sorts of crazy cool stuff. Haunted Mansion. This is the stuff that I've been doing. Is I've been moving this stuff all into one area so I can truly turn this into a studio space. And I've been having a great time. What is up, Mike Wilson Art? It is great to see you, my friend. And geez, Dan Plagle, how you doing, brother? It's great to see you, man. It's great to see. I had a blast when we had Dean on the other week bringing you up because it was just like, love it. Yeah, it's painful. More like rest in peace Disney at this point. I mean, my God, it's getting crazy, man. All bow the temple of artwork. But we've got some fun painting that's going to be happening now that I've got Nosfero off at the printer and all that stuff is getting done. I've got the trading cards being done, all of that stuff. I've got some very fun traditional painting because I have not stopped doing what I was doing before. So I've got these two bad boys on deck, Michael's and Razor Fists. And Razor Fist is almost done, and then Michael's is going to be it's going to be quick after this now because I got to block some things in. I still want to I think I'm going to need to ask Michael for some more reference for a couple things I want to try, but I mean, I want to add a few more elements to it, but it's just going to be awesome. And then I really want, the pit of despair. Don't even think. Don't even think about throwing this guy. Yeah, that's how it's got to be. We're getting it done, man. Your lamp. I love lamp. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Disney does seem to be taking poison pills. Yeah. Should we bury or cremate that mouse? Yeah. And you know what's so funny is one of the things I have up there is I have a Japanese little figure of the Steamboat Willie, famous shot from Steamboat Willie. And I've got one of my favorite movies of all time, which is a Disney film. And it's a very big film in our family, which is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. You know, love that stuff. I can already think of a few things we can throw in there. I bet you can, man. We're having fun, man. This is the fun part of it. You know, it's funny. We were messaging back and forth on Twitter, and Mike was like, I remember being there with the first book. And it's a crazy thing because while it's my third book with these people, it's my third Indiegogo crowdfund. There's just something special about Comicsgate, man. There's something special about what we're doing here. And I can't overstate how much I love comics. Like, I look at my wall of comics. I think about what comics have done for me. And to be in a place where you can actually financially, you know, afford to make great comics, and we can afford to be the parallel economy is fantastic. I get so inspired by my brothers, you know, here who are creating, by our backers like you guys who made it happen for the Lucent Painted Death today. And I just go, what can't we accomplish, man? You know, the Shag's at Fall too thick. Yeah, I love that movie so much. My wife got me the Criterion of it, and we got to watch it. She got me that like a year ago. I got to catch up on stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's like, because I was thinking, Michael, about the rings, and I was thinking about all sorts of other stuff like that I just love. And, but it's just about that kind of that kinetic energy of the work that we're doing, you know. And when I paint, it's a particular thing. And when I make comics, but my job in this space is to make things to entertain people. That's it. And so it doesn't matter. Like, I've got no shortage of things that I want to make and get done, but it's getting them done one at a time so that people want to check out what we're doing. It's like, hey, are you interested in Nosfero? Here it is. Read this. You'll understand Nosfero. You interested in checking out Spring Ball? Here it is. Check this out. This is the issue. You like this kind of stuff? Like, you know, the 90s pop culture. I'm writing, illustrating, coloring this book. Come check it out. Come buy it. It's going to be a great read, and it's going to be a fun. What's cool about this book is it is going to be like going back and reading a comic from that time that you've never read before. And even if you've had this book in the past, it's been so reworked. You're going to be reading it again for the first time. I mean, it's so wild. But these little value things I always loved in comics, where you've got the figure on, you know, the dark figure on a light ground, and then you have a light figure on a dark ground. This is the stuff that I've always loved doing. The kind of the monsters and the handwritten, you know, hand lettered type and everything like that. I'm doing all of this stuff. And it's just a blast. Having fun doing the smoke. That's a really fun part of this. And of course, there's lots of Lovecraftianisms in here. This is Detective Armitage. If you know your H.P. Lovecraft, you know that name is a Lovecraftian thing. And then classic animation. There you've got, you know, Molly Coddles, because I wanted to do a Betty Boop looking chick. And so that's the stuff that makes this stuff fun. That's what makes it great for people to check out. And then starting everything with a Mary Shelley quote. We're going to make some of the best and coolest books. We already are, man. We're already doing some of the best stuff. Mike likes tacos. It's great to see you. Anthony Gonzalez Clark. It's great to see you too, brother. How are you doing? Man, you guys are great. Yeah, that's right. Spin balls. Spring balls. Indeed. Yeah. Keep it plural. That's what I say. Shanth with the smoke. Yeah, I love that stuff. Happy Taco Tuesday, indeed. Now I want to go out and get McDonald's. Mike likes tacos. It's bad, man. I'm addicted to it. What up, John? It's great to see you. Yeah, poking the smut. You know how it is, man. It's got to be 420 somewhere. Cranberry Langers. Yo. I haven't caught up with Camel Moon in ages, man. Cullen in the house. It's great to see you. I'm here now. Can we get a recap of the last hour or so? Piece of cake. Here's the last hour or so. I know we usually say this is a joke, but it's the truth. Nosfero trading cards are being printed right now. The first proof of Nosfero the Cryptwalker is in production right now. It is going to be sent to me for approval. I usually do 2 proofs because there's going to be pages in there that I want to adjust the color on if they don't look right. And then we go into production on that. I'm also working on this book right here, which is a remaster of 2 issues of a comic book that never got resolved because we couldn't afford to do it. Because, you know, it was like so much harder back then. And I'm going to resolve the story, going to update the story, and it's going to be Spring Ball Terminal Monstrosity is going to be its title. So that's what we've covered. Oh, and Michael Bancroft just passed 55,000 US. And it is amazing. It is amazing. So we've passed 55K, and we are at 750 backers. Yep, that's what it's all about, man. Fried salami sandwiches Tuesday. Oh, I like fried salami. I'm down for fried salami. Betty, bada bing, boop. You're darn right. Darn right, kids. That is what it's about. That is what it's about. So, yeah, we're still kicking ass, man. That's what we're doing here. We're kicking ass. Is the end different than you anticipated when you first thought up the story? Somewhat. It's somewhat different. There's been a few things that have changed, but it's yeah, it's funny. You know, all of my stories tend to have endings that are uplifting, positive, and about people coming together and making a family. And that's what it's always going to be. I will say that there's a much more universal monsters ending to the battle between the two monsters in Spring Ball that I'm loving. And that's going to be great. Fried salami is delicioso. Yes, it is. Hell yeah. Sounds like a good night. It was a great night tonight, Cullen. It's a great night every night at Comics Gate, except for when one of us has a health scare. Except for when I tell you what, man, when I saw that thumbnail that Ethan put up of him in the hospital, it freaked me out, man. I was like, oh my God. Because you're always terrified of like anything, but I was like, oh God, I hope it wasn't a car accident. I hope everybody's all right. You know how it is. I remember when John was, in the hospital with the coof, it was the same thing. I was like, what the hell? And the same thing goes for Joe, it was the same thing with him. I remember him and John did a stream about it, which I thought was pretty amazing. But yeah, what, a nuclear family is good? Who knew? Yeah. And what about this, the important stuff, right? Which is humanity, which is there's no dark, situation that you can't climb out of if you're willing to do the work and center yourself and do what needs to get done. That is the purpose of all of my books. None of my heroes have had it easy. Shocker, right? That's what good storytelling is made of. But the other aspect of it is that they see they're in a world of people who are trying to do their best, and they're trying to make things better. And that somebody can be feminine and sexy, like Molly is, and still have that beautiful feminine maternal quality, where she can take care of this girl who has been through hell and has decided that she's going to stop turning the steering wheel into hell and try to turn out of it. And that's the thing that I think is the big aspect of this that's really important. That's what it's about, That's right. Yeah, but at least we had a pool going on, John. That's true. That is absolutely true, man. That's right. The Nuclear Family is a new title for from whatever publisher. That's true. Man, that panel. Yeah, it's true. Hey, what's up? Speaking of my letter on No Sparrow, the Crypt Walker, the amazing, the great Eric Weathers. And when Eric Weathers is in the house, just because it's my first stream back, man, and I haven't seen my brother Eric. Well, actually, I see Eric a lot, but I want to see him more. I want to see him more. That's all there is to it. I got to send a shout out his way because Charge! That's right. I knew you guys would appreciate it. We got to be quick, man. We got to be quick with our humor, or people are not going to love it. They're not going to tune into our streams. Friday on EVS, right, at Eric Weathers. Yeah, man. That is what we're doing because we're going to be launching a big book. We're going to be launching a big book. Now, you guys may have heard of it. You guys may have heard. I've not actually checked out or seen the official legit trailer. But if you haven't heard of it already, because we have Eric. Make it happen, guys. Make sure you are signed up for that email list. Eric is one of my artist brothers, my painting brothers. He's been doing some killer paintings. He was sending to me on Twitter. This dude is, I think, one of the most important people in this space right now. It's crazy because, you know, we've got a lot of amazing players in the game right now. When I see what Michael's done and what he's built with his channel as a mechanism for promoting, and when I see what's going on with all of the caliber of artwork that he's putting out, I've seen a lot of the artwork for Battle Brick Road 2. It is a massive jump, which is terrifying considering how good the first book was. There's just some drawings in it that just capture that kind of artistic flow and genius when somebody is just in a groove with characters. Do you know what I mean? It's like seeing Jim Lee on X-Men for the first time. And it's like with the first book, and then it's like Jim Lee getting into his groove with the X-Men. Reminds me actually of the jump between some of the early X-Men issues and what really seemed to happen with Extinction Agenda is the best way I could say it. It's some of my favorite comic shit I've seen from someone in the independent space, like in the last like year. It's great. Sorry about that, Eric. I know those compliments probably sting a little bit. Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, new Battle Brick Road trailer dropped. Check it on battlebrickroad.com, guys. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, there is much going on. There is much going on. And we have much to do. We have much to do, guys. There's a lot to celebrate here. And, you know, one of the things that I think is, let me see here, stop screen share and present. Share screen. God, I move at the speed of stop, kids. It is what it is. This is the stuff that we're celebrating here, man. This is the stuff that we're celebrating. Boom. Look at this, guys. Email, side. Yeah, take the compliment. Quote, Mrs. Enjetti. Absolutely right. That's what she's for. She's good at getting me to take the compliments, man. Look at this. Battle Brick Road, guys. battlebrickroad.com. The link is in the description, period, end of. Join the mailing list. I probably will not be able to get the audio to work because that would be me in a nutshell. But let me see here. Is there a way I can do that? I know there's a way to do it, but let me see here. Mute screen audio. Okay, so it says mute is an option, so maybe it's already shared. So let's just see.
You think you are free, that your decisions are your own. Tell me honestly, did you really choose this path?
Beautiful.
Or was it chosen for you? Your father, with every triumph, every failure, was it not his decisions that brought you here? Has his path not sealed your own? Marked out in golden bricks below your very feet. The path is set. Keep your head up. Keep your weapon loaded.
Awesome.
Follow the Battle Brick Road.
Come on now. How can you not be proud about what we're doing? When this stuff started, and I honestly can't remember who started this gangster shit. When this stuff started, when we started doing this work and we started trying to figure out, like, what is this thing going to be? What are we going to do? You know, where do we go from here? The thing I always come back to is we could never have imagined that there would be toys, that there would be, shoot. I mean, guys, and again, don't tell Ethan this because I can't even reach it, but I know it looks bad, but I'm one of those people who I agonize over taking, oh my God, I'm going to die doing this. I'm one of those guys who agonizes about taking my toys out of the boxes right now. Okay. So that's where I'm at. Okay. So let's not tell Ethan that. I don't want him to know. But this is the thing, guys. We are putting out such high quality stuff. When Nosfero gets into your hands, you're going to go, holy crap. This is like a breathtaking collection of paintings and story. That is what it is. And I've got stuff from everybody in here. I got Johnny Phantasm action figures over here. I've got what do you call it? The CYBERFROG PVC is rocking out in my, art section next to the CYBERFROG trading card I did. I'm keeping all sorts of crazy stuff around me. That is the goal. You know, that is the goal. That is what we're doing, you know. And whether it's this or any of the other stuff that I've been working on, that's what we're after. You know, I mean, I was talking to some folks about this the other day. Let me see if I can find this, actually. I might be able to find it. Let's see here. Gosh, I have done a lot of work lately. There's all the Fun My Comic, graphic design stuff I did. That was wild. Oh, yeah, there we go. Some Earthbound stuff. Let me see here. I don't even know if I can even show any of these. View. Show preview. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know if I can. I don't think I can get away with showing half of these. Let me see. That one I can't show. That one I might be able to show. That could be fun. Yeah, we'll do that one. So I've been also playing around with, for those of you guys who are curious, because I also do digital work. I've been playing around with doing my version of Garbage Pail Kids, and I was playing around with what they're going to be, because I was thinking I might release them with certain books. I haven't completely figured it out yet, but you get the idea. But yeah, so these are some of the fun things I've been up to. So yeah, we're having some fun here, folks. We're having a lot of fun. So yeah, we're just gonna keep working, and we're gonna keep coming up with cool stuff, because that's the key. That's the secret to what we do here. You know, make things, have fun, sketch, scribble, create. That's what it comes down to. So we got lots of stuff planned, man. Oh yeah, it's just because I'm silly. I'll move the camera down. My framing isn't great. Yeah, that's right, man. Cabbage Patch is awesome. Of course it is, man. You know, we love all kinds here, man. Yeah, I need more RAM. That's probably what it is, literally and figuratively. Let me see here. Let's see what else I've got to do. Yeah, so I mean, that's the plan. With CG, international shipping doesn't have to be prohibitively expensive. Amen. Yeah. And we're finding ways to do everything. The more we do, every single first CG project is a massive learning experience. But the more we do, the more we learn. There's things I know about setting up my files for print and all of that stuff. Yeah, is that a mask? Yep, it is. Yeah, it's a hockey mask. It's all like throwback to kind of horror and crazy and all that stuff. Yes, indeed. Networking. And it absolutely. But that's the stuff that's making this all fun. That's the stuff that makes it great, you know. And I want to make sure that let's see if I can do this here. Recent. Where is this? Nope. I'm gonna see if I can find this real quick. Hang on a second here, guys. I have so many things pretty much open right now. Let me see here. File. Can I find these things? Hopefully I don't show too much. Here you go. There we go. There we go. Ta-da. All right, here it is. Let's see here. Present. Share screen. Yeah, I know my process is something. For me, this is what it's about. This is the PDF of the cover to Nosfero the Cryptwalker. And I cannot wait for you guys to get a hold of this book. It's going to be a whole different experience when you're holding this book in your hand and you see it. Got to love the Made with Liberty in the USA, printed in the USA. I'm willing to pay that extra money because that is something that's very important to me. But this is the thing, right? We've got this book. It's going to be beautiful when you guys get this in your hands. And I will not stop. I will buy as many proofs. Hey, Butter Bear, what's up? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Bancroft, will I have any time after the countdown to pick up the hardcover of Waking Dream? There you go. There you go. With CG. Yep, you guys are right, man. We're making this stuff happen. We're making this stuff happen, and we're getting some of the best, best work we could possibly get out of all of this stuff. Yes, people are going to be very sorry they didn't back it once they realized what a steal everyone else got it for, who backed it. previously, because it is going to, like, it's such a high quality book. It is expensive to make, and it will be the next chance to get it. It will be charged for what it's actually worth. But this was because you guys who backed it the first time around, you were paying for brushes. You were paying for all of the stuff that we needed to make this book possible. And you had no, because this is the way crowdfunding works, you never really know if you're going to get that person to finish the thing. That's built on reputation. And even though I've done 2 books previously to this was my first Comicsgate book. And a lot of people didn't know I'd done comics before, but still, let me tell you something. Anybody out there who is curious what it's like, try doing a fully painted comic sometime. I can tell you, I've done comics in digital. I've done the lettering. I've done all that stuff. There's nothing like doing a painted comic. It is an unbelievable experience. Let's see. I'm printing 800 copies of the book. And so we did the math on that, and that should be enough for, any issues or anything like that, man. And hopefully it'll be, great. Like it's going to come together, in terms of the numbers. I think it's going to be fine. We'll be good with that. So I don't think it's going to be a problem. Blackjack, what's up? Just finished dinner, so I just got here. What's up, Blackjack? I'm glad you're here, man. Yeah, we'll definitely be overprinting. I guess most random comic book artists can't actually paint. Yeah, I mean, we've seen Simon Bisley paint. We've seen some incredible. I mean, I know Kenneth Rocafort can paint. I don't know if I think he's painted some sequential stuff. But I've got to say this, guys. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful book, and it's going to be. It's just going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast to see how it comes together. And because I know what these guys do. They did the first 2 art books. So it's going to be, it's just going to be a high quality square bound book. And if you got art books 1 and 2 with the book, you're going to be able to slide those in the shelf. They're going to line up beautifully. You're going to love it, man. Yeah. Kenneth Rocafort is a superhero of art. Yes. He's not a random comic book artist. That's right. He is no random comic book artist or random McRanderson. There's only one of those, and you're the one, and it's great. And yeah, it's just going to be killer, man. And it's all head sketches, and I'm kind of getting back into, this may surprise you, but I got recharged for doing traditional artwork, because when I got to the last bit of painting on Nosfero, I thought I was going to collapse, man. That's what it was. Oh, I love how you always leave me with decisions to make, Bancroft. That's how it is. That's what Michael does, man. Man, I wish I'd backed it. Stephen Rockwood, I know. I wish you had backed it too, but I have a feeling you're going to be fine. I have a feeling you're going to be fine, man. Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of book, like, I've got the PDF of it right here. I just want to flip through the whole book with you guys, but that would probably, again, and I don't think I can show it on YouTube 100%, but it's crazy, man. It's the best work I've ever done, and it's really, really going to be a beautiful book, because it's an uplifting story. It's a very to the point pulp story, but it's got great Lovecraft elements, great myth, great universal monster stuff, and really cool action adventure stuff. That's what I want. I want this stuff to be beautiful. Yeah, we are practically brothers. We grew up together. We were born in the same, hospital, and we shared a bassinet as kids. It's incredible. It's weird how you meet people. But sometimes it's from the off, but putting the time and effort into really crafting this book and just getting all of the detail where I wanted it to be, and even down to things like this logo. Like, we've got people in this space who know how to put together something that feels exciting and playful. That's the big thing for me. It's okay. Boobs are attached to everybody. I agree. It's how it is. Yeah. I love a painted book, but I can't stop looking at your spring ball stuff. Hey, listen, all the money goes to the same place. So we're happy with whatever anybody backs. Back both, back everything, back often, guys. That's to me, we're here to entertain. We're here to give you guys what you want to see from art. And here's how I put it. I like everything that I'm doing right now, and I enjoy creating all of this stuff for you guys. If there's something I've done that you guys are excited about, I don't look down my nose at that ever. I'm like, cool, let's do it. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing. Like, I'm never just going to be doing just painting or just digital. I like doing, playing around with animation. That's going to take a while before I really get that down and figured out. But there's so many things I want to do. But I would say this: Nosfero is the book that I had to do. Like if that was the last thing I ever made, which God forbid, but if it was, I would be like, yeah, I did it. I did the book I wanted to do for the people I wanted to meet and do the book for. I've got the best backers that you could imagine. And you guys are super passionate. You lift me up so I can do all this stuff. And I'm very grateful because it is grueling work, but it is work worth doing if we are serious about making pop culture be everything it can be again and making things exciting. Whether I'm doing stuff like that again, or whether I'm doing stuff, that's like this, where I'm just breaking out, the digital stuff and kind of figuring out like, how do I create some of the most dynamic and fun and cool and interesting comic book work that's still stuff that I created, stuff that I come up with, and that sort of deals with, the action, the adventure, the fun, the suspense, and the playfulness of what we love about comics. What has Mrs. Enjetti thought about the entire book? She's seen it. Yes, she read it and she wrote the introduction. And it's yeah. When she finished reading it, she came over to me and she was like, "Aw, that was sweet." There were some things that were, I think, nods to her in there that she appreciated. But yeah, man, it's like, look at what we can do, guys. Look at how fun this stuff can be. Let's just go psycho with fun, detailed stuff. Let's build this stuff out. That's what I've been doing. I want to make some of the most detailed, cool, playful, and dynamic work, because I know we love comics here, right? I mean, that's what it is, man. I remember being introduced to comic books via my childhood buddy Zachary Hartford Cullis. Introduced me to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Introduced me to Todd McFarlane. He's like, there's this artist I like. He's this artist drawing this book called Hulk. My biggest influence of Todd McFarlane comes from the Hulk. I'm a big Universal Monsters fan, and it wasn't until much later that I learned that the influence for the big brow on the great Todd McFarlane Great Hulk, which I have a statue of behind me, was influenced by Boris Karloff's Frankenstein. That's why the hair's only on the top. And I went, man, is that cool. So it's the same thing with all of this stuff, which is, and there's gonna be so much more detail on some of these pages for sure, because that's something that's really important to me. But I just want to go completely crazy on the detail. You know what I mean? Like, I want to show people, I'm pushing the boundaries of resolution right now. But I want to show people what we're capable of doing in this space. What makes us incredible is we do all of the work. We don't just get upset and say, oh, comics are so hard because I have to edit some books. We don't do that. It's not who we are. We're dealing with printers and shipping and paper cost increases and all of the crazy stuff you have to do when you're actually in production. And we're still trying to be imaginative. And if it wasn't for you guys backing us, supporting us, sending super chats, being channel members, backing books, all of the stuff that you guys do, this would not be possible. It would not be possible. And this is a book that you wish Marvel and DC Comics or any of these companies would make, because it's going to talk about things from another perspective. You're going to see really great action, really great dynamics. God, I can't believe I did this when I was a kid. That's just unreal. But you're going to see fun stuff like that comic book type. You're going to see all of this stuff that makes comic books. And that's what this is about. It's about, the kind of the fun, the horror, the action, that sense of play. That's really what I want to bring into Spring Ball, into this particular project, this particular book. And like I said, John Malin I believe John Malin's a man of his word. And he looked me dead in the eye and he said to me, Shanth, I'm going to make this book make $1 million. And I could tell he meant it. No one was there. There were no witnesses. But it's what John Malin said. And I believe him. What's up, Simply Green? It's great to see you, my friend. Yeah, comics are hard, and that's what makes them great. Amen. Jimmy Burt's bringing the love. Look at all you guys bringing the love. Arthur Lyon, it's good to see you, man. Look at all these wonderful people here. Blackjack, G.I. Joe #9 was my first comic. Not long after that, my best friend showed me West Coast Avengers. 40 years later, he's still my best friend. I love that. We're both still reading comics. Yeah. First comic I ever was shown may have been the first the first comic might have been one of those G.I. Joe, what do you call them? Not annuals, but they were the thicker ones, which was the origin of Snake Eyes with the helicopter accident. But because I saw comics way back, but the comic I remember being a comic was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Punisher Limited Series, issue #2 by Mike Zeck, legend, amazing artist. And then Hulk. I don't know which was my first Hulk issue. I think it was Hulk 341, but and then I just started getting everything, and it was on from there. Punishers by Mike Barron. I read those with I forget what the story arc was, but there was one that had a Will Sportasio cover that I bought, and I loved it. It was great stuff, man. Yeah, we're gonna have a great time with this book, and it's gonna be a blast, man. I mean, people don't even know what we're capable of because I always say that this is the thing about it. It's how do I put it? There is always a chance, yeah. Because my wife was saying that to me. She's like, "We got to go out and we got to meet people, you know." And I tell you what, Gabe has sold me on the Vegas food in Vegas. But you know, the thing is that when we look at it, we have Web of Spider-Man 83. That's a good start too, man. Yeah. Shanth, what kind of Todd McFarlane fan were you before you met him? I was a massive fan. Yeah, I was a massive fan before I met him. And when I met him, it was like, you know, again, I'll never, people always say that, they go, don't meet your heroes. I'm like, no. Don't, yeah. Because that myth is basically, the myth of that is that everybody is secretly a jerk, and Todd was not a jerk at all. He was great, but I was a massive fan. I think if I'd gone there, just being honest, and if he had been a massive jerk, it probably would have been devastating, because I was kind of hanging on by a thread, you know, like I was trying to figure out, you know, yeah, it depends on the hero is right, man. It depends on the hero is right, you know, but, and people have bad days, and I wouldn't put it on anybody, you know, and I'm sure I'd include myself in that. Although, you know, it depends. But I was a huge fan, and he was great, and his artwork has been a huge inspiration for me, you know. But it's funny because I know Malin says he can't see it in the stuff I do now, but I will always be able to see it in the stuff I do now. I can always see just all the artists, Dave Stevens, but you know, obviously Frazetta is a more obvious influence. But I wanted to this character was, funny enough, not only inspired by you know, the Spider-Man black suit and Spawn, of course. But it was mainly inspired by old animation characters. And I wanted to kind of do a comic that had a nod to the fact that Todd McFarlane would always hide Felix the cat in all of his books. And I love that story because a lot of people always wondered, why is Felix the cat being hidden in all of Todd's books? Like, what's the reason? And the story that I heard him tell one time, which I thought was great, is that he met someone at a convention who I think was special needs. And the person saw him and said, what comic do you draw? And he said, I draw all sorts of different comics. And he goes, do you draw Felix the cat? And he goes, no, I don't draw Felix the cat. And the guy goes, I only buy comics with Felix the cat in them. And he said, okay, for you, every time I draw a comic book, I will hide a Felix the cat in it. You have to buy it if I hide a Felix the cat in it. And he said, that's the kind of thing I do for just one more fan. And I went, that is insane. And I love it, man. Yeah, that's how it is, man. That's how it is. I disagree in games. They just busy work quests, but other games are giving up the reins to randomness. Yeah, instead of their author. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, there's some amazing stuff. Yeah, isn't that great? I always love that story because that's ultimately what it's about. To me, Spring Ballwood, what's up, Mighty Geek Studios? It's great to see you, Mighty Geek. How are you, my friend? Yeah, it's the funniest thing about it. You know, it's I look at it this way. I want to entertain people, and if people like this and they want to see it, I'm passionate right now about this book because you guys are passionate about it, and I want to make it something that I'm proud to put out there. Now, the first 2 issues of this book, they stand on their own. Different story in a lot of ways, certainly different dialogue, and the art is what I could do at that time. This is going to be a new experience, but I think those back issues, what will be kind of fun about them is to see if those back issues go up in value. because they're sort of the first appearance of this character. This is the first time the story is being told, completed. It's never looked like this before. So it's weird. There's going to be two first versions of this book in a weird sort of way. You know, obviously there's the first time it was published, but this is going to be the first time the story was published. Terminal Monstrosity, which is the name I've given to this story now, which is new for this project. This is the first time Terminal Monstrosity is going to be published. And the artwork, this page right here, the pose is somewhat similar, but it's been reworked. It's never looked like that. All of these things have been reworked, the faces, to make it more like what I planned. This has been reworked, a lot of the anatomy. But again, if you get the book, you'll say, it's pretty similar. But this figure's been redrawn right up in there. Just a lot of this stuff is new, and it's been scaled, or it's been fixed. It's been re-inked. A lot of things have been shifted with it. So you guys are going to be getting something that is way more cohesive. I mean, reworked all of those faces, reworked that face. I love every now and again your wife will tell you something hilarious. And my wife looked at this. She's like, when she saw me rework it, she's like, oh, thank God, I always hated that face. I guess the face that was there before was not very good. But yeah, you know, but the guts of it in terms of the, you know, the way I was doing the lettering and stuff is it's my job to kind of carry that stuff on as I go forward, which is why when I'm getting to the new pages that I'm doing to wrap up the story, this is going to be crazy detailed, crazy fun. Lots of, oops, it looks like did I just accidentally turn that? There we go. Lots of really cool stuff. Like this is a very rough, almost layout level version of this stuff. But as I go in with the detail, it's going to get so refined and so detailed, it's going to be ridiculous. There's going to be so many crazy cool lines in there, a lot of delicate feathering, all of the stuff you guys know from if you know this work. It's just going to be something to see. And yeah, I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast with this character because he's just a zany kind of crazy character. That was the goal for him. You know what I mean? That was the goal. What is up, Keen Scene? It's great to see you. And yes, congrats to Michael Bancroft on that, man. That was huge. Oh, in fakery bucks. Uh-oh, things have gone crazy. Johnny and Dollary Dues. That's right. Oh my gosh. Michael Bancroft, you jumped from 55K that fast. That's in Dollary Dues. That's in Dollary Dues. Whoa, my God, Antoine Dennison. Cheers to you, my friend, the professor in the house. It's great to see you guys. I missed all of you guys like crazy. I've been working so hard on Nosferatu and getting all this stuff together. Hail Comicsgate, I would like to inform you that thanks in no small part to Shanth and you all in the chat, Painted Death is less than $1,700 Dollary Dues away from 6 figures. That is right, young Sheila. Young Sheila. That's right. I'm going to start using a new term, Michael. It's going to be young Linda, and you know what the Linda swimsuit is. You know what it is. I got you in trouble with Mel with it, man. It's terrible. I feel terrible, but not really. And I know Mel's a sport. Yep. Well, in US dollars, the Lucent has hit over 100K in 3 campaigns. That is true. So that's something. You're damn right. Absolute Camel Moon. They're real here. I can buy 7 a single jump buck. You guys are awesome, man. This is why we miss this stuff, man. This is why it's like it's been hard to sort of work in isolation, you know, and doing all this stuff. But I know it's like, you know, we got that situation where we got to walk the walk. We got to, you know, get our stuff out there in the best format possible. We got to focus on this stuff. It's really important because they can't deny us. They can't deny the stuff. I mean, I was hearing somebody talking about the CyberFrog action figure and talking about the quality of it. He said, this is crazy quality. This is like an indie toy. It's insane how high quality it is. And I only collect really high quality toys and figures. I've got Todd's crowdfunded figure over there because I'm ride or die with Todd forever for obvious reasons. And so I've got a bunch of different stuff over there, some Mezco figures. This figure looks great. This figure is a fantastic figure. And it's just, it's amazing. Michael Bancroft screwed again. There you go. Yeah, it's tough to see, man. I think sometimes it's, you know, we always hurt the ones we love, you know. But if you want something to pick up and play for 20 to 30 minutes, generate an episode, that's what I'm aiming for. Dude, that's awesome, Simply Green. Holy cow, man. Yeah, that's why we're making some. Yeah, quality means it will last. Exactly right. I wash my. It's like any bloke. Oh my Lord, you guys are killing me, man. You guys are killing me today. Yeah, I'm excited, man. It's great to be where we're at right now. It's great to be back. It's great to have Nosfero with the printer. It's great to have the trading cards in process. And now looking at this sort of long lost, what's that thing? What happens to a dream deferred? This book that never really got its closure. These characters that never really got their closure in the story, and I'm able to write them and give them the story that they deserved from the start. And it's going to be, and I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch either. It'll happen if you guys back it. It'll happen if it goes gangbusters. It'll be great. I'm never doing head sketches again. Holy shit. It's painted comic books, man. You have to be crazy to do them. I said to my wife, I go, no one in Comicsgate is doing fully painted comics, I don't think. And she says, well, that makes it special. And I said, yes, anyone who is definitely special, for lack of a better way of putting it. Holy cow. Let me see here. Yeah, man. Everybody hurts sometimes. I don't even know what that means. Yeah. But it's just crazy, man. I mean, that's what we're here to do. We're here to make great stuff. And I remember when I did the first cover, because you had to get stuff to previews early. God, dealing with Diamond was nuts. It was so hard to get your ideas out there, but I still remember getting that stuff off to them and saying, I've got to have a cover image that's going to be fun and dynamic and capture the kind of feel of what this book is. And I'm just, in a much more technically savvy, because I didn't know Photoshop when I was doing all these coloring, which blows my mind. I taught myself Photoshop on the job. Dear God, what was I thinking? But now I'm dialing it up and I'm ready to rock on this thing, and I'm ready to talk Nosfero too. I can't wait till that book is printed, because I'm going to show you guys the proof here. Because I want to share that experience with you guys. I won't show you the whole book, obviously, and spoil it. But what I really want to do more than anything is just keep making monster stuff and keep making stuff that people want to buy, because it's got to sell. It's got to make money, or we can't do this. That's how it is. And you guys know that, because you've been here, so here we go. Here's what we're up to, guys. So, we got so many things in the pipeline. I can't wait to get Nosfero out there, and then I'm going to decide what we do. Unless John Malin just says, hey, Shanth, you're launching it on this day, then I might have to figure something out. So we'll see. We'll talk to John about this. I think that's best. I think it's best to talk to Malin about it, don't you think? Well, there it is. Boomerang. That's right. It looks good. It'll look good next to the Roquefort. Yeah, man. That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. Roquefort rocks, man. Yeah. One of my painting brothers. That's what it's about. Let me see here. Oh my gosh, look at all this stuff. It's craziness. Let's see. Anyone who still creates comics traditionally is considered a dinosaur. I know, and I feel like one too. I think it'll do well, Sean. Thank you, Cranberry Langers. I appreciate your faith in the project, man. Yeah, and the rad watercolor too. Yeah, absolutely. We're having fun here. We're gonna make some great stuff. That's what it is. I'm interested in it, and I only saw 2 pages. That's right, man. We're going to have fun, guys. We're going to make some cool stuff. We're going to make some really cool stuff. So, stick around, guys. CG, the best is yet to come. It's like we've been grinding for so long, and I feel like now people know what we're about. Now people have a lot of books to look at. I'm excited about Shane's book, Yeah, exactly, man. Spring Ball will have bounce super high. Indeed it will. So, all right, guys, we are at 2 hours. Holy cow, time flies when you're having fun with the people that you love and you love hanging out with. So I'm going to go and get back to work. Go check out, I'm sure there's a Comicsgate stream going on right now. Go check out another stream. Much love to all of you guys. And I will say this, I have not had a chance to update the credits. So if you were a channel member on our last stream, you will still be a channel member inside of the credits, And so I'm going to try to update those soon. But I haven't had a chance yet, because I just was like, I need to go stream now. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for backing Nosfero and making that book what it is. And it's going to be great. And we're going to keep celebrating Halloween and monsters and comics and pulp here on this channel. That is what it's about. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. There is Cecil's. That's right. It's Tuesdays with Cecil's. We got to make it happen. Cecil and EVS up next. Yeah, guys. Drop that link. If you're a mod, drop the link to that stream. And guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support. My family and I could not be happier to be getting this book printed up for you guys. It's worth the investment, and you guys are worth it because you're the best backers there are. So take care, everybody. Much love, Comicsgate. Speak easy, stay gold, and keep the faith. And as always, because you know it's my name, you know it's what it means, I say to you always, peace.